I wonder if anyone's even gonna turn up today. Oh, there's one right there. I would shout you out to yourself. Hi. Hello. Oop. Un momento. My camera's dusty. Hi. Hello. Empanada. Estrellas. The star. Hi. Fancy meeting you here. I would say I shout you out, but I'm going to shout you out to yourself. Um, but look, everyone's turning up all of a sudden. Bob, Ryuya, Mish. Hi. Hi. Ryuya, you're first. Congratulations. I'm expecting a rather chill day, hopefully. We're starting early so that I can take my time. I don't want to have to rush. A lot of things are going to be roasted. So it's going to be just sort of nice, calm. I didn't even put on the apron yet. Look, I'm wearing a dapper Argyle vest instead. Happy Thanksgiving! For one. I am unable to travel to be with family this year, and gathering with my friends was last night. Since I have to work on Black Friday, not really feasible. So I'm doing Thanksgiving just for myself. We did a little bit of the prep work on Monday, and I have those things here. I ended up finding what I think is an ingenious solution for keeping the cornbread, because these pie tins, these aren't pie tins, these are cake rounds, lock into each other quite nicely. So the cornbread has been kept, it is cold and a little bit stale, which is exactly what I was hoping for, because we can make, we're making cornbread dressing out of that. But it's only a couple days old, so the little bird, I lost track of time, and he has only been salting, I suppose they, tough to tell, that part's been cut off, has only been salting since early this morning, not since Tuesday, which was the idea. So we will see what that affects. Hopefully the skin has dried out. Just open in the fridge like that. Our turkey stock has gone through a little bit of a separation, and we've got a little cloudy layer forming at the top. I believe that would have formed into the scum layer, but I didn't have enough to go around. There wasn't enough in my pot to fully form a scum layer, so I don't know that it's even possible to skim that off. There's so little of it. And there's even less of it in the other one. The scum is just dissolved proteins that kind of bind at the top and float around at the top. And we're making gravy out of it mostly, so we don't need a nice, perfectly clear thing. We're not making a soup. Cornbread, turkey stock, and our dessert. If you'll remember, here it is. It has set quite well. I'm actually going to leave it out to warm up a little bit to give us the best chance of getting it to pop out of there. It's also not massively warm in my house, so I'm not super worried about it. We will set that probably not right in the vent of my computer. Actually, I'm going to set it around the corner so that when I get that far, I don't forget about it. If you don't know what that is, you're in for a surprise. Yeah. So, yes, Bob, you remembered it exactly. It is an entire ramekin of green-colored cream cheese that I'm going to just eat with a fork. Um, Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Um, let's slide over here and take a look at our bird. Oop. Bird. So all I did to this guy, gal, we never decided, was just opened it up, put a bunch of salt on the inside, and then I actually salted the back side, flipped it over, most of the salt fell off, and then I salted the front side. And then I left it in the fridge uncovered like this to give it the most chance to dry the skin out. Because if the skin's wet going into the roast, you will have soggy skin. Homer, we just started. We literally just started. I actually haven't even turned my oven on, so this cannot go in the roast yet. But yeah, bird leaked a bit because the salt draws moisture out. So I'm actually going to end up picking it up and seeing what. This is a Cornish game hen, so it is a type of chicken. It is small. But we are going to turn the oven on. I gotta shout at people, guys. Everybody's shout. I'm shouting at you first because you were here first. Although you didn't claim first, so maybe I should have shouted out Rayuya, who I don't think streams. We might also clean this up a little bit. I think that's just a big glob of fat right there. Cornish hen is a variety of chicken specifically bred to be butchered when they're very small so that you get these little tiny birds. Is that just... No, that's actually... It's part of the tail. They cut the tail. I'm gonna take that bit off because that I think is just a little piece of fat. I could put it inside, but I think we're just going to discard that little extra bit. Ryu's too shy. That's okay. Not everybody can stream on this here Twitch. If everybody did, then there'd be no, like, real viewers. It would just be the endless circle of streamers subbing to each other. I'm gonna wash my hands a whole bunch of times in this early phase because I'm gonna keep touching that bird. I need a hand towel. I just washed my hand towel. Don't forget to wash your kitchen hand towel. Yes, the endless circle of raiding. I always forget. Homer streams, right? Every once in like a while. I forget who streams. Do you? Am I misremembering? I may be misremembering. Evidently, I'm misremembering. Based on your reaction. Okay, I'm going to set this guy to the side. Oh. Hiya, Homa. Oh, we're gonna get out some odds and ends. We're gonna get out some. We're gonna dig. We're gonna dig deep today. We're gonna figure out which ones of these are lemons. I think that's a lemon. I think these brown ones are the lemons. That's not a lemon. That one's an orange. Some of them are grapefruits too, which was a mistake. The dried grapefruit ones were a mistake. I'm going to take out some lemons. I'm going to take out some vegetables. Also, I need. So, how's everyone's American Thanksgiving going? I got a turnip. If you don't know what a turnip is, that's a turnip. What if the lemon feels like an orange? Well, they're all dead in there, so I don't think they have feelings. And I didn't think to ask any of them before. I think you can eat turnip skin, but I don't want to. Oh. You're a towards you peeler. I'm on away from me peeler because I have been caught by that little blade in the past. Although if I had one of the Y-shaped ones, that'd be easier because then I'd still do away, but it'd be a quicker motion. Unless it's the evil toothed one, in which case I go very, very slow with that one. For evil teeth reasons. Keep that guy handy. I actually need a bigger knife. We want some pretty substantial chunks. Because what we're doing here is we're going to make a trivet of vegetables. to rest our bird on top of. And there'll be no potato in here because the potatoes are going to be a separate dish of their own. Did anybody do anything interesting today? Or just chill? Nutella cream pie. Special occasion? Typical Thursday. Family fun for Saturday. Nice. Nice. Grab one onion. Onion. I like the flavor of Nutella. I don't like the actual... I get the off-brand, the more expensive off-brand kind. Because of the palm oil, which makes my throat hurt. But I can't say I am much for straight plain hazelnuts. I don't think I like hazelnut by itself. I did not. I suggested on Monday that I would have music today, and I really should. I super really should, but then I didn't. So I don't. Spoon bread in oven, crab cakes prepped, Brussels sprout slaw in progress. Nice. Also, hi, Bookwoman. Welcome, welcome. Not the biggest fan of Nutella. Very decadent. Sprinkle of hazelnuts and whipped cream on top will be good. Well, let us know if it works out. Let us know how it works out, because we're going to assume it works out. Oh, this onion is very oniony. It's onioning all up in my face. Ah, my eyes. Ah, I got gassed by that onion. Ow. Ah. Whew. Oof. Sometimes they do it, and sometimes they don't. And I didn't even really dice that one very small. It's just a strong onion. I might have too much vegetable in this pot, because there's another one going in there. surprise, I also have Brussels sprouts. Our oven is hot. It just clicked at me. I do have a recipe up. I should probably shout out the recipe. Roast Cornish hen from Posh Journal is what I'm going for today. Because specifically, it's a roast Cornish hen on top of a vegetable trivet, on top of roast vegetables. The trivet is a layer of vegetables in the pan underneath the meat that you are roasting that roast along with it and also soak up the drippings. Which helps prevent the drippings from burning. I think we can do a roast in one of these guys. This is an oven-safe pan. The thing is, I don't really need a full-size roasting tray. Because you saw the size of that bird. Once I've got the legs trussed, it should fit really nicely here. Yeah, and then I got too many vegetables. Monkfish. I ended up not buying the monkfish. The picture I took was me thinking about it at the store. And because there's so much else going on right now, I opted for no. And then I saw monkfish also at another different store. um, so it might be clearance monkfish season. So maybe we'll get lucky and find another one. But I ended up skipping the monkfish. Just because there's already a lot going on right now. We have a little bit of extra veg here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. That needs a couple of additions. Little olive oil, little salt. I should salt at the end. But I already salted, so ruined that. Some wine. This one recipe specifically calls for some wine. And a bunch of herbs that I think it is just the herbs that fall off of the hens. This one, the recipe wants 2 hens, and I'm not doing 2. Lemon, a lot of garlic, rosemary, garlic, onion, Italian seasoning. That's not a real thing. I'm going to move this over yonder. I'm going to think long and hard about what to do with the rest of the vegetable there. I'm going to prepare things before I need them. Butcher's twine. Herb rub, which I am going to need before I need it. Two-year-old rosemary. What sounded like a dog bark? Did you hear the fridge? The fridge is doing something with the de-icing right now, and it's making little clattery noises. Oops. Overshot the time. Garlic powder, onion powder. Onion powder is gone clumpy. I guess we're getting a clump of it. And that's what I would flavor it with. What is this one? It wants Italian seasoning. I don't even know what's in Italian. It's supposed to be an Italian seasoning. It wants paprika as well. What even is Italian seasoning? Nobody knows. None of them will tell me. I'm guessing there's oregano in it. I'm going to give it a little bit of salt. And we're going to grind that up. We'll add the paprika that the thing wanted me to add, their recipe. Wanted me to add some sweet paprika. Just mix that in with my finger. Okay, that's going to be our spices. No. I do not have that specific spice. Jay, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? Hey, everybody, it's Jay. This guy. Yeah, I've got the apron handy in case I think I need it. But for the short term, we're in an Argyle vest. How's it going, Jay? we're going to dry out the surface of our bird. It should have mostly air dried. Work was busy enough to keep the clock going. Sometimes that's all you can ask for. Oh, the back certainly needs it. And then as soon as you flip it over, the front needs it. So, because of that, what we're going to do, we're going to get the back blotted. Oiled. And herbed. Rub that part in. Being in warehouse, I'm going to do. I know where to go. Sounds lovely. Okay, we're taking this guy. We are now. They always say, fold the wingtips underneath. I think that just means do that, right? And then we're going to truss the feet. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy right on top of our thing. So I can get rid of this. The whole thing is going to be roasted, so I can touch the outside with my chickeny hands and not worry about it, because the entire thing is going to be roasted. Butter under the skin. Ooh, that's a good idea. We could put herbs and butter under the skin. Also, separating the skin will help it crisp up. I'll have to wash my hands again. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Which means we're washing our hands now, because I have to get out some things. Yeah, I got a. Now, you say a nice little hen. This is the biggest one they could find in the Cornish hens, and it technically it is improper because it is 2.1 pounds, and according to the official yada yada, a Cornish hen can only be sold as such if it is under 2 pounds. Okay, butter. But yeah, the the idea of doing this was great, because I was otherwise looking at a whole duck, which would be quite the ordeal. And I was looking at a duck because the price of turkey is so high that I could get a whole duck for the same price as I could for just a turkey breast. And at that point, I would do that. So, butter, herbs, butter and herbs. We want the butter softened, hand softened. Hand softened. So that I can rub it around in there. Or perhaps just broken up so that I can spread it around in there. Okay. That. Clean our hands one more time because I want to oil the outside of the skin a little bit. No, we're gonna do this the dumb way. We're gonna do this the dumb way. Okay. Tuck that wingtip. Tuck that wingtip. If you don't tuck the wingtips, they're so skinny, they kind of burn. And by kinda, I mean they absolutely will try to burn. And we will just take all the remainder of our stuff there. The lemons are all dried, but that should not be an issue in the roasting. I don't think. And then we take that bit and we truss them together. And I don't want to touch the entire roll of twine with chickeny hands. So unfortunately, we wash our hands just so that we can cut off some twine. Just so that you guys can watch me really be bad at trussing a bird. I think that worked. Wash our hands again. I don't know if that's going to hold, is the thing. I should have doubled it, right? I hope we win. We won. Give you points. That, and then the recipe that I'm going with called for some wine in the bottom of the pan. And I've got a little bit of a Chardonnay here that I don't really want to drink because it's kind of gone old, but that's perfect for cooking wine, so we will just do that. And I don't put the bottle back on the shelf, it gets tossed. And our oven is hot, so we put that in it. Right? Not forgetting anything? Am I forgetting anything? Are we forgetting anything? I don't think so, so I'm going for it. Oh, monkfish would have been good. If only I had some monkfish. But I don't know where I would get it. If one of you sees monkfish, take a picture and send it along so that I can go pick it up. Okay, clean up some things. Oh. Definitely got a little bit of chicken on the worktop here. Not a ton, but definitely more than none. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually give this a disinfect, and not just a wipe down. With our disinfecting wipes. It might be bad by the time it gets to me. Well, such is the way of things. Okay, bird is in the oven. Not being actively timed. That's not great. Now it is. Okay, perfect. Fermented monkfish. That sounds interesting. Let's do it with that. Part 2 of the adventure. Potatoes. Oh, the peeler. Oh, the water. I'm already getting distracted. Pot. With cold water, please. See how these potatoes look. They're okay. pot of water is wet. Can't have, in my book, can't have Thanksgiving without mashed potatoes. So we're making mashed potatoes. We're making a lot of starch today. Oh, I'm making snowy white. We're making snowy white, fluffy potatoes. Yep, we're digging that spot out. There's also just the tiniest hint of green on some of these in some spots, so definitely want to use all three of these guys. I don't think I want them to progress any further in that direction. Not enough green for me to worry about it, but enough for me to be like, well, time to use those potatoes. If your potato goes very green, I don't suggest eating it. It's not going to kill you, but it can give you a tummy ache. Thanksgiving is the starchiest of the holidays. Between the vegetables under the chicken, mashed potatoes, and then cornbread dressing. it's a starch. Immediately drop one of your potatoes on the floor. Do this first to ensure that they are slightly floory. Give you that essence of floor. Keep the floor in your kitchen clean, just in case you drop stuff. Then you don't have to worry about it. In this case, I'm boiling them, and it was only down there for a second, and I do keep the floor clean, so I'm just throwing them in the pot. Or you could rinse with a C, if you would like. Okay, the rule for roots is, and I still don't know if this is true, but it's the rule. If it grows below ground, you start it in cold water and you bring it up to a boil. So potatoes start below ground. You do that thing I just said. Getting out a pot. Getting out a pot for... Those are getting out a pot for gravy. But I'm not going to do the gravy immediately. We should do the cornbread stuffing. I actually have a recipe for this one too. Grandma's cornbread stuffing. Not my grandma, but someone's grandma. Calls for onion, celery, eggs, cornbread, butter, baked. Oh, and to saute. So a little bit of actual cooking is going to happen for this one. Yeah, we could do. Yeah, we could do. You know what we could do? Is that. Spencer. Hello, hello. Howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? What's up? Did you have a Thanksgiving, or are you in the heathen parts of the world? That's how it works, I guess. Warder. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? How's Thanksgiving? We're making a feast. We're doing a feast. So, butter in pan. Oh, that's right. My celery is weirdly dirty. Some celery that we're going to have to wash because it's weirdly dirty. You have just returned from the land of me. Fascinating. How was it? I also will be working Black Friday tomorrow. Bright and early. Not literally opening, but immediately after that. It's going to be a time. It's going to be awful. Well, it's not going to be that bad. Black Friday isn't as horrifically destructive as it once was. Still not my favorite. But Black Friday is the reason that I get to be here with you, because I can't travel today with the need to travel back tomorrow. 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Ooh. See, I'm on the morning side. I go in at 9. I'm on the 9 to 4 shift, which isn't even quite 8 hours. It's only a 7-hour shift. our thing doesn't open at literal crack of dawn, so there is no like 6 a.m. doorbuster. Because we're constrained by the mall, and the mall doesn't want to open that early either. Butter. Celery. And you know what? We're going to take the extra onion from our bowl over here and go onion. No sense in wasting onion. Still not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of the turnip. Hazard pay might be warranted. My manager has cautioned us also that given that the economy is not doing so well, business might be even better, because apparently when the economy is not doing so well, people buy board games because they seem affordable by comparison, which is a really weird thing, but I guess it's a thing. I could always throw turnip at the neighbors. That sounds rude. I kind of like my neighbors. Okay. Maybe that's too much. I don't know. I've never done this before. Who are you people? How did you get in here? Salt. Directly in that wound. And while those guys are sizzling, we're going to, once again, clean stuff up. In this case, it's all vegetable juice. Cornbread. Homemade cornbread. Oh, I ate very little today, which is usually a thing I do on Thanksgiving so that I can have more Thanksgiving. But it's different when you're also making the Thanksgiving entirely yourself. So I might even take a nibble of some cornbread. Gone a little bit stale, which is the point, but let's see, cornbread once. Okay, I put way more onion and celery than this thing called for. We might not use all of that. I was going to do a small batch. I was gonna do a small batch in this thing, and I think I'm still gonna do that, which means I'm just gonna have extra onion and celery for something else. What else can I do with a bunch of extra onion and celery? There's no waste today, except possibly for that turnip. Take it you don't like celery there, Spencer? Oh, tell you what, while things are cooking, let's have a little drink. I told you I wanted to be chill today. We don't have to rush everything. There's some slow roasts going on. Not a huge fan unless it's in stuffing or something. Well, this is going to be in the stuffing. That's what this part is. We're making a cornbread stuffing. And a glass of sherry. No, I agree. Celery by itself, I don't really like. I often end up not using an entire bunch of celery because I don't use it or eat it enough to get through the whole thing. But it is a very good ingredient. There's a reason it's in the Mirepoix. There's a reason it's in the Trinity. There's a reason it's in the Italian one that I can't remember the name of right now. Sofrito. There's a reason it's in those things. I don't really like it as a vegetable, but as an herb, as one of the aromatics, I quite like it. But definitely probably should have just done one rib and then half of that onion. Oh, and you know, we should have put some carrots in the trivet, but we didn't. But we did not do that. Oh. So, not onion. Potatoes are boiling vigorously. Turn those down a little bit. We don't want them boiling quite that hard. We're just gonna break up some of the cornbread with our hands. We want chunks, but it's very crumbly, so it easily over crumblifies. God, I really like stuffing though. Maybe we should do the big one. I really like dressing. I have in the past gotten one of those boxes of just instant dressing and just eaten that as a meal. Been a while since I did one of those, but that was a thing once upon a time. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good meal. So perhaps I should just lean in. And go with the larger baking dish, which is actually the same size as the one that the chicken is in. In which case I need more cornbread, but also we can use all of the celery and onions. Yes, our thoroughly re-washed hands. We've washed them. We've washed them. We disinfected them too, because we got out the disinfecting thing. Okay. That should be plenty of cornbread. And our vegetables should be well sauteed. Where did I put my... Oh, put it there. Put it there like a freak. Like a freak. Now, despite having made my own turkey stock on Monday, here with you guys, I also purchased a carton of chicken stock because I knew I would need more than I had. Specifically for this part, because some stock goes in the dressing. Okay, we will let the cornbread take some of the heat out of the vegetables. This also wants eggs, stock, the butter's already in there, sage, dried. Uncommon Wolf, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? We're doing this. Where's my scissors? My snippies. Oop, they are chickeny in the sink. They got chickened. They got chickened by mistake, so we're gonna have to grab a little scissors. I have fresh sage still. It snowed and got cold here. There are still sage leaves, or leaves on my sage. So I'm gonna go outside and cut those right now, in the cold, in the snow. Ooh. Ooh. Cold snow. We got not a ton, but enough. And then it got cold, so it stayed. I didn't measure it. It didn't look like an easily measurable amount. Little enough that this is what the sage still looks like right now. Clearly not happy because of the cold, but it's still hanging on. What was I saying? The amount of snow. The amount of snow was, I can still see my lawn through the snow. It's that level where it's snowy, but not snowy. One of my relatives in Minnesota got 6 inches yesterday as the first snow of the year. That's That's a bit more than I than I want to see for Thanksgiving. Okay, fresh sage. More than a dusting. Enough to have like the little sidewalk drifties. Not enough to plow or shovel or anything like that. Honestly, it was breezy enough that it blew most of it away on its own. If it hadn't been, it would have been the amount that it would have gone out with a broom and just kind of brushed off the sidewalk. That's about the amount. So not so little that I could just completely ignore it, but not so much that you could really do anything meaningful about it. Let's put a little bit of rosemary in here as well. I like rosemary. I think of a dusting as like less than that. Unfortunately, no parsley. The parsley did not survive. But we can add a little bit of thyme and get most of the song. Actually, I lied. I can do parsley. I have some wilted parsley in the fridge. It looks terrible, but if I'm just throwing it in the thing to bake it, why not? It's even partially dried up because it's so old. I was meaning to throw it away and then I forgot. But it's perfect for this. We can do the full song. Well, that I think was the dispute. I think it's a little bit more than just visible. Here, uh, I had to run my defroster and also wipe it off of my windows. It was that. It was enough to do that. In my car, not my windows in my house, but. The activity of removing dust from furniture, books, etc. Thank you, Mish. I don't know what we would have done without you. Okay, that wants, according to the recipe that I have, egg. 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 Which I'm just gonna whack right in the middle there. Pop, stir in do it again. Oops. Made a Made a mess of that one. Fortunately, not making fried eggs. I don't think I've ever done egg in a dressing. I kind of understand the need for binder in this particular one. The cornbread is much crumblier than regular bread. Down to one egg, too. I'll have to pick up some more eggs. Sorry, I'll stop doing that because that was the last thing that required egg. What do you think? More cornbread? I think we're going to throw a little more cornbread in this. Just going to break off a chunk. Break off a chunk, add a little bit more chicken stock. And then it goes in the baking dish, which I am supposed to butter. A buttered dish. Oh. On the black dish, you can really see where the butter is. Much more easily than on the white dish. Dish is buttered, stuffing goes in it, or dressing goes in. We're not stuffing. It's only technically supposed to be called stuffing if it is stuffed inside the bird, even though it's the same thing. And it used to be always stuffed inside the bird prior to, you know, the invention of salmonella. I'm going to take a little bit of extra on the top. Okay. And then that, I mean, technically, it's only supposed to be called stuffing if it was stuffed inside the bird. If it's cooked on the side like this, it's dressing. And that's the official stance of the dictionary. Miss Sepsi, hi. These days, stuffing and dressing are largely used interchangeably because it is recommended to not stuff the bird. And if you do, not to eat the stuff that you've stuffed. Because it is very difficult to get the bready, wet mass in the middle of the bird up to temperature without ruining the bird. Glacier, everybody's here. Oh my God. Welcome, welcome. Get on in here. We just put the dressing in the oven and had a discussion about why it's called dressing. The bird is in the oven. We got a lovely little hen, a little Cornish hen. That is our main event today. It's been in there for 38 minutes. Potato. Oh, the potatoes are probably ready. That was not the right scene. That one. I very likely have overboiled the potatoes, but that is actually fine with me. I like a mashed potato that is like borderline too cooked. But how's it going, fellas, folks, gentlemen? How's Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving. Did you have a nice day? Did you do anything? Just a typical Thursday. We're going to do this over here. Right? Right? Dressing is really good. Dressing is really good. It is, if you think about it, literally at all, just wet bread with some flavors mixed in. But darn, if it isn't really just really good wet bread. Okay, we're gonna pour off some of the water. I did overcook the potatoes. Again, I'm not mad about it. I like a really mushy mashed potato. Failed directions, put your bread in a puddle. If you add some flavor, it's fine. You can save it. This should just. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They just smash into oblivion. And then we add half and half, because I don't have any cream right now. some salt. Extra butter. Ooh. A little dab of crema. Garlic. It'd be powder at this point, and I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say not for my mashed potatoes. I'm gonna say that's what my mashed potatoes look like. Not my president. Mashed potato. Because also, mashed potatoes get gravied. Let's taste it. Always taste your food. It's really good. Oh, it's really good. I have heard tell that putting dairy in your mashed potatoes is considered cheating. But dang it, if that's cheating, I don't want it to be fair. I do want them to not cool off while we're doing other things, though. So we put them in a lid in the corner there. I suppose we should take a peek at our chicken. Woo! Crema is very similar to sour cream. It's less sour, but it is still a lightly fermented cream. So that is definitely in the realm. And then I added some extra half and half because it needed a little bit of liquid. We could have just done crema and made it really creamy. Am I making anything else? Mashed potatoes, chicken, stuffing, dessert, roasted vegetables underneath the chicken. Do we need anything else? It's going to be, it's quite a lot of food already. Tomato cheese salad. Ooh, that doesn't, we need to make gravy. I gotta say, tomato cheese salad does not sound very Thanksgiving-y to my mind. We are definitely in my head Thanksgiving. So I'm a little bit less open to suggestions because of the desire to just be like, Thanksgiving. This pot was put here as a reminder that I need to make gravy. The chicken's been in the oven for 45 minutes. Don't have any corn. I feel like, well, there's going to be vegetable coming out of the roast vegetables. So our plate is going to have our roast bird centerpiece, mashed potatoes, cornbread stuffing, roasted Brussels sprouts, roasted turnip, dessert on the side. We could throw a slice of cornbread and butter on there. I've got some kind of wilted spinach if I wanted to make something that was just green. Queerly Studley, happy Thanksgiving. How are you? How's it going? And welcome, welcome. Gosh, so many people have showed up. What have you all been doing today? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thursday to those of you not celebrating. Much like various birds stuffed. This guy has to start making a roux, because we are making a gravy. Anything special on your Thanksgiving plate, or the usual suspects? That goes for everyone. Oop, that burner was still warm. Not hot, but warm, because that butter started melting right away. But yes, the gravy, because we made our own turkey stock specifically so that I could make good gravy. 3 different Thanksgiving meals. You didn't feast all day. The whole point of this is it's a feasting holiday. I love this holiday because it's I don't know about, I can't speak for everyone because I live in America. But Thanksgiving is the only like old-fashioned feasting holiday we have left. At least around where I am. We kind of do it in the summer. We do a barbecue, and that kind of turns into a feasting holiday, but it's not the same as having the spread. I feel like feasts used to be more common. Which is weird because we've become a very gluttonous culture. You'd think feasting would be more common. Ryuya had a baked potato and baby back ribs. Those are not the usual suspects. Okay, we're going to let the butter fully melt and get foamy, because that's the proper way to do it, before I add the flour. Oh, and we're at 50 minutes on my chicken, so we should... That's kind of hot. That one's not. We should take a look, because we also need to do a temperature. We need to take her temperature. Nope, I threw the other one over there. It sure looks like it's coming along. And the truss didn't come undone. None of them are spoon rests today because we have to use all of them. I've got 164, 165 on the button, right in the middle. Let's try the neck hole. Ooh, we need more time. The neck hole is not ready. Ooh, neither is the butt. Well, plenty of time for that. We'll give him a little bit of a rotate, though. Foil over the... Yes, good idea. Foil it because the breast was okay. We just needed to get it pushed into the middle bit. Because the skin is starting to look good. I don't really want to dry it out completely. Good shout. This is why I pay you the big bucks. Well, it's a small chicken. Now, granted, it's on the large size for a Cornish hen. Because I got the largest one I could find. It's been in there 50 minutes. I set the timer for an hour with the idea that I would check it at 50 minutes. But I think the breast is looking, like the outside of the breast is looking pretty good, so I am going to give us I'm going to move that because I absolutely just browned my butter. Don't do two things at once, kids. Is Ray getting paid? I don't think so. I browned my butt. I always forget, there's a way to do this. George! Hi, George. Happy Thanksgiving, George. How's it going? Do it, God, I'm terrible at this. Close enough. Aww. No peeky. Hi. Hello. No, I'm not from Canada. I am from Wisconsin, which is close to Canada. I mentioned that I was cooking. No. I'm saying people show up because a bunch of people in here right now are not Americans. So doing a Thanksgiving thing is irrelevant. That was my point. People just showing up. Happy Thanksgiving, George. Okay, so I browned my butter inappropriately, but I'm going to roll with it and see what happens. And see what happens. It shouldn't, it'll affect the flavor. It might give us a nice flavor because I didn't burn the butter, I browned the butter. So we should get some of that nutty flavor. The oil part of the butter is what we want to form our roux, so it shouldn't affect the thickening power of the roux. I don't talk about my CIA days. That's off limits conversation right there. The trick here is going to be that I can't really tell the color of my roux because it starts out at this kind of coffee brown on account of the brown butter. So I guess I'll go until it just barely starts to darken. And then start adding stuff. There's just a little bit of turkey fat floating on top of these guys, and it looks weird. It's definitely turkey fat, though. Well, I got to remember my stock, my homemade stock is also not salted. It's not a salted. So this is going to taste kind of bland. I was, but I'm not gonna. But now I'm not gonna. Huh. Well, we might have to redo the roux. That's my timer for an hour. We might have to redo the roux. It's not dissolving into the liquid the way it's supposed to. So maybe browning the butter does do something. Well, it's forming some sediment. It's forming some weird sediment. I did convince it to combine with the whisk, but usually it combines it pretty well without the whisk, and it fought me a little bit this time. Okay. We might not have to redo it. Jen! Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Happy Thanksgiving. How's it going? How is everyone? Everyone! Welcome to Thanksgiving. Okay, no, it picked up the roux. Just a little bit extra effort to pick up the roux. Tasting spoon. You took a bath and now your feet are itchy. You know what? That's been happening to me too. Every time I take a shower, my legs get itchy, and it is exactly because they get really dry. It needs more salt, but it needs a substantial of more salt, but yes, strong turkey flavor. How long is the dressing supposed to be in there for? About 30 minutes until golden brown around the edge. Okay, so there's an actual, just do it. Just do it right. Okay, we're using all of the fancy turkey stock for this, because that was the whole point in making it. And we're going to reduce it in addition to having it be thickened with roux. Pepper. And a little bit of everyone's favorite white powder, cocaine. No, MSG. What are we making? We are making Thanksgiving dinner. Underneath this is our mashed potatoes being kept warm. In the oven is cornbread dressing and a roast bird of diminutive proportions on top of a bed of vegetables. So we're going to have a centerpiece whole roast bird, mashed potatoes, dressing, roast vegetables, and gravy, which is what this one is. And I made the stock, turkey stock, on Monday. So this is homemade turkey stock. We're not cooking a turkey, so I went and got just a turkey neck, which is the cheapest of the random turkey parts that you can get this time of year. And a great one for making stock because it's got all those connecty bits. And yeah, I think I'm just going to throw a slice of cornbread on, and I was thinking if I wanted to add anything else to the pile. The only other... Somehow I got through this with no carrots. So I could do something with carrots. Have carrot be like a non-roasted vegetable, like a sautéed carrot or something. Otherwise, there's turnips in the roasted vegetables underneath the bird, and we have potatoes. So we don't need more. But I'm thinking about just it's a feast. It's a feast. We can't not have a whole feast. I could even do the carrots in that pan because that pan has already got butter in it and traces of onion. Yeah, let's do that. Let's switch the gravy to that one because now we just have to sort of thicken that gravy. We're going to do more butter. If there was ever a day for the phrase more butter, today is that day. So freshen up the butter in the pan with more butter. And I guess we're going to do a little sauteed carrot since I did not include, because there was turnip in my trivet, I didn't want to include also carrot. And I didn't include potato in the trivet because I knew I was doing mashed potatoes on the side. I don't want to double up too hard. Pot holder. I'm also trying to get away with not like making every possible pan dirty again. Kind of hard when you're making everything, but but happy Thanksgiving, Jen. How's your day been? Anything special? Normal Thursday. One carrot noped out. Yeah, one of the carrots was not having this. Was not on board with this idea. Okay, carrots. And we're pretty much just gonna toss carrots in butter until they're tender, which sounds good to me. Adjust our heats a little bit. Sorry, I asked a question and I immediately looked away. Up early to make pie. You work retail? I also work retail. I'm working tomorrow as well. Cake for Thanksgiving dinner, which was earlier. Now you're chilling with the dogs. Nice. Yep, I'm on the morning shift at my store tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Thankfully, we don't open at the absolute crack of dawn. Yep, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock as well. I normally don't have to go in until 11. So I'm going to set an alarm. Okay, I think the carrots are exactly what I was looking for, with just one more thing. I should... Also, they'll provide us with some sweetness. Again, I didn't do a cranberry sauce this year. Didn't do a cranberry sauce this year. Kind of completely slipped my mind. But the carrots should provide us with some sweetness. Let's salt them as well. Stir around our gravy a little bit more. Needs to be reduced. There's too much liquid in there for the amount of thickener I've got. It was actually the perfect amount originally, and then I doubled it up. So we are now constrained by having the gravy. We should check on our bird. I don't have any of the timers going. I did not reset the timer when it beeped. I just turned it off. So you wanted round carrots? Can we start over? Yes. Okay, fine. We can start over. Hello! Welcome to Thanksgiving dinner. We are going to check on the bird again. If you missed it the first time, it was looking good, but it was not quite registering temp. And that's not great. It still looks good. Put our probe in the neck hole. And 150, 109, 160, 161, 162, 163. Probably good enough. Probe in the buttholes at 165.9, 166. Probe in the middle hole. Ooh, I think we're good. Probe temperature just goes up when I put it in there. It does not go back down like it did before. I think we're good. I think we're good. We have to let it rest. But I think we're good. Our temps are all good, good, good. We're going to put the foil back over the top of it. The one spot was at 164 and some change, which, with resting time, considering other parts of it are above that, should get us to exactly where we are looking to go. If your gravy doesn't thicken, do the cornstarch trick. I guarantee you it'll thicken. let's test one of our carrots to see how carroty they are. That one. Needs more time. Needs more time to bring out the sweetness of the carrot. They're still a little too carroty for me. That's fine though. I'm happy. I'm happy. Everything has been nice and chill so far. This has been a really pleasant, nice, relaxing cook. So different from my usual ball of furious stress. Gonna put some of the done dishes away because I'm about to fill that thing up with more. The stuffing, oh, no seeds. No seeds today. Man, that stuff was tasty, but man, those seeds were a problem. We'll have to try that again with a fruit with less seeds. Like a mango that just has the one. The big one, but it's just the one. I don't know what to look for on the, I almost called it stuffing, the dressing, other than golden. It's getting golden on top. We're going to move the bird onto a trivet over here so that I can pull out the stuffing. I think if I take these any further, they're gonna shrivel up to nothing. So those are gonna be off, and I'll move them there. That guy still working. Stuffing. Dang it. I'll never not call it stuffing. You can't make me. The stuffing looks like this. There appears to be no loose liquid, so I'm going to say it's also done. If only we had 4 cameras. We only have 3 cameras. Because I ran out of places to hook up cameras. I wanted a sync camera. Then you guys can see the horrible mess that happens every time I do this. Okay, another trivet. Get that guy there. If he's done, then we can turn the oven part off. I still call it stuffing too. We can switch you to the front burner. And we can attempt to gravy. Should have done a double dose of roux. I could do another dose of roux. You can add roux to an existing liquid. Carrot bubbles. I don't really want to do a cornstarch trick on it. I'd rather reduce it. It's already got roux in there to thicken it. We just need to simmer it down a little bit, and it should form a lovely gravy. And it's forming little bits of lovely gravy on my spatula, but it's still too thin. Oh, it tastes really good. What are we drinking? Nothing, because I just finished it. Let me go get some more. We are drinking sherry. And water. I have water as well. No one has requested I drink water, so it's just sitting there untouched. How is the nappe on the gravy? Poor. Poor. Oops. Not good. Some might even call it not at all. Not none, but not great. Queerly, want some moisten, a real one. Thank you for the moisten. Moist. I hope it's what you, I hope it's all you dreamed of. Our gravy should be there soon. Because it's already looking like it's actually thickening a bit. The bubbles are getting more sluggish. I think we're close. I think if I had, because the bubbles are getting more sluggish. But a little bit of a sweet sherry that I've been sipping on, just what the doctor ordered. Get ye a doctor that prescribes a glass of sherry. You'll be much happier. You won't live as long, but you'll be much happier. I could. Agar doesn't thicken quite the same way. I think if I was going to try thickening it forcibly at this point, I would throw some tapioca in it. Just a little bit. Or do a cornstarch slurry. Tapioca has remarkable thickening powers. Let's see, the Mash'em taters, the bird. Why do I do that? Why do I put them back in the drawer every time? I also have dry sherry for cooking. I did not glaze these carrots. Is that a thing? Should I glaze the carrots? We impulse did the carrots. Should I glaze the carrots? Is that a thing? Maple glazed carrots? They're already cooked pretty well at this point. That trivet is hot. Which means it has done its job, but also, ow. Oh, interesting. Well, I do have a bottle of real Wisconsin maple syrup. Among other syrups. I don't have any bourbon. I have rye whiskey. I have a rye. Sure, let's... What is it, just 1-to-1? That one has nuts in it. And potentially red pepper flake? That sounds fun. Tartar is a real word, but in that, unless you mean the powder. Tartar with an AR is also a word. Most tartariest. Ow. Mmm. It's Tiny Whisk. Hey Jen, you weren't here when the Tiny Whisk family expanded. There are now variant Tiny Whisks. I actually really like this long stem one. I've used that a couple times off camera for things. Liz, hi. Welcome. Happy Turkey Day. I'm not having turkey, but you can, if that's what you want. We're going to slide back over to the stove because I have not been tending my gravy. We've just been talking while it's been bubbling away, and now it is bubbling very sluggishly. And when I run my spatula through it, I can see the bottom of the pot briefly. And those are both things that suggest it has thickened, so... Let's make sure it's stirred up well and give it a taste, and it might be done. Ooh, it's maybe a scooch thin, but it tastes really nice. Cornish hen, because I am making Thanksgiving for one, and I do not require an entire turkey. I decided to throw some gochugaru in my maple bourbon, my bourbon maple. Which we're gonna then toss all of our guys in and apply heat until it kind of thickens up. And then they're gonna be done. Scrape all the stuff to the side that it wants to flow to anyways. But the protein is hiding under this. It's there. I need to pick out a plate. I need to pick out a plate. Boy, that stuff bubbles real fast, don't it? I suppose the alcohol is boiling away quite quickly. Plating. Plating is coming up. Plating is up next. What are we plating? Or rather, what? We're plating Thanksgiving dinner. What plate are we using? It's got to be a big one. It's got to be a big one today. Black golf ball? Is black golf ball big enough? Because all of these things have to fit on it around the whole bird. That's looking pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's good before I risk burning the sugar. Picks up a little bit of the extra butter as well, so cool. Cool. Modulol. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? We're in the thick of it, but we are looking towards a plate at long last. Our gravy is developing a skin, and is a little bit on the thin side, but as it cools off, it should thicken up. It's got a good mouthfeel to it. Thank you. The carrots were actually, including them was a last-minute addition, and then glazing them was an even laster-minuter additioner. Oh, and what I wanted to do with the cornbread was warm it. Is the golf ball big enough? Whatever plate we use is going to be completely covered in stuff. We're not going to see the plate. It just needs to be a vessel for a vast quantity of food. Also, I have a dessert. We haven't unmolded the dessert yet. Could be one of those guys. It could be olives. And then just load up the edges. How big is that bird? Bird's gonna take a good chunk of the middle. Unmolded, yes. Yes, there's a fancy dessert. Stay tuned for fancy dessert. It's very jiggly. That's a possibility. The golf ball's a possibility. Golf ball has a high lip to it, would help contain gravy, but a little bit less total real estate. The golf ball, it's actually not that much less total real estate. Golf ball might be the winner there. There's these two plates. I think the moon wins on total surface area, but I know we have at least one person who will vote for this thing. I've also got the square with the lines in it. This one, which also has quite a lot of surface area. Mish wants the thing. Liz wants the moon. Jay and Rayuya and Bob all vote for moon. Okay. Okay, I guess it's not unanimous, but people are stepping up to ensure that Mish does not get this thing. I like the moon. I think the moon beats the olives in terms of total surface area as well, which is nice. And it has a scooped edge to it to help contain juicy juices. The crazy plate will have its day someday. Okay, so that's our plate. We're going to bring the plate to the bird rather than the bird to the plate. That's a good idea. I need ideas for points. There's our bird. Takes up a big portion of that plate. Cut the trusses. Which held, surprisingly, despite my slapdash tie job. What was the bed for the bird? The bed is composed of turnips, onions, and Brussels sprouts. And some wine. Mashed potato. Cornbread stuffing. Our whiskey maple carrot thing. Our warm slice of cornbread. With butter. And then a gap into which shall be placed the two primary vegetables, the Brussels sprouts and the turnips. Push the mashed potato over a little bit. Push that side a little bit. Throw in a couple of the roasted onion pieces with the turnip. Between the drippings from the bird and the wine and the herbs that were in there with them, these vegetables should be quite flavorful. And gravy. A little bit of a thin gravy, but that's fine. Just means it soaks into stuff a little bit better. No pre-cutting. I wanted a whole bird centerpiece. That was the whole point of this. And then we take this in, take a photo, and we come back and we feast. And we feast. It's Thanksgiving for one. I have plated enough food comfortably for 3. There was pepper in the gravy. I think there's enough little black speckles that it looked okay. I'm bringing the chair, guys. We're bringing the chair. We're settling in. Oh. Okay. Okay. Where to start? Where to start with the feast? We have to start with the bird, right? Take the slice off the side of the bird, traditional way. Find the bottom of it somehow. It's still pretty hot. Mm. Mm. High praise from Bob. I'm only off by 0.11. Ultimately, it's chicken, but it's an especially tender chicken. It's like well, it's like chicken. It tastes like chicken, and I don't know why I'm surprised. Uh, it's if you like chicken and you wish that chicken breast was less chewy, Cornish hen is a specific breed of chicken that has been bred so that it is good eating at a very young age. They will grow up and get bigger if you let them, but they don't let them. Yes, exactly. But it's been bred so that at a young age it is already like meaty. It's not just the same old chicken, but younger. I have a hard time cutting it. But it is definitely more tender than a full-size chicken. This was the largest one I could find. Most of them are smaller than this, and I think a smaller one is actually a perfect size for a meal for one. This one is a feast-sized serving. Bob wants the carrots next. Can do. Carroty, sweet, not alcoholic. A little bit of heat from the pepper flakes, but not too much. I actually think they want some black pepper. A little something to wake them up. They do make a nice contrast on the plate. It's a good thing to have something that's not just another shade of brown. Thanksgiving dinner, for all of its deliciousness, often veers towards brown. That's what you get when you roast a lot of things. I'm going directly across mashed potatoes. Mmm. 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 Fluffy. A little bit creamy. A little bit more salt. The texture is excellent. Do need a little bit more salt. Mmm. I did not do cranberry. I thought about it on Monday when we were actually doing the prep stuff, and then I did not think about it because I was very busy Tuesday and Wednesday. So I never went out and got cranberries. So no cranberry this time around. But that was brought up on Monday, and I did, for a time at least, intend. I've never done ham. I've never done a ham Thanksgiving. I know that that is a tradition in a lot of places. Oop, 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 there we go. Mmm. Mmm. Guys, I just love Thanksgiving. This is such a good holiday. They've already got Christmas stuff out at the stores as of like a while ago, but okay, cornbread stuffing. I actually have some notes. The crunchy bits are much more crunchier than a standard white bread stuffing. But I think I prefer the middle part, the squidgy bit, better in a standard bread stuffing. The flavor is good. I think the texture is a little bit. I think I prefer the slightly chewier texture of the standard bread. Now I know. I've never done cornbread stuffing before. New to me. Invented Black Friday, exactly. Let's see how the roasted veggies came out. Mmm. 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 Interesting. They taste almost mustardy. I wonder if that's the wine. Oh no, that's the turnip. I bet if I eat one of these. Nope, that's completely different. That one tastes like wine and chicken drippings and turnip. Interesting. The Brussels sprouts took on a really interesting flavor in the process of roasting under the chicken. There's a slightly almost mustardy flavor in there with the wine, with the herbs. Something has combined, interestingly. Fascinating. And then cornbread with butter, which I already had the other day, but we can do it again. Mmm. I like the flavor. I'm not sure what it's coming from, so I'm having a hard time putting my finger on it, but I like the flavor. It almost makes me want to get out some horseradish and add some horseradish as a contrasting flavor on this plate. Because we have a lot of savories. We don't have really... We have a lot of warm spices. We have a lot of savory spices. We don't really have any piquancy. The carrots, I definitely cooked all the alcohol out. I'm not sure the rye gave me a ton of flavor. They're carroty and sweet, and they got a little bit of spice from the chili flakes I put in there. But I felt like they needed some black pepper, so then I added some black pepper. After having gone around, they're a nice contrast to the rest of this stuff. They're more assertive. The only thing on this plate that's actively sweet, because remember I did not sweeten my cornbread. I also want to try one of these legs, which should just pop off. And it does. Mmm. 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 That's a good drumstick. Dang, that's a good drumstick. It's super tender. The meat is basically white meat, but it's super tender. Mmm. Tell you what, that puts this thing ahead of a normal chicken in my book. Golly, that's good. Don't eat the bone, but golly, that's good. And look, it just falls off the... Mm. I don't know what the ethics are about Cornish hen. I guess I didn't look into it. I just grabbed one. I know in the case of veal, and every time I've used it, I've made sure to get one from a farm that free ranges their veal. But I guess I've never looked into these guys. That was very good, though. The other thing I see, and it's a lot more expensive, is capon. Someday we, Cornish hen is its own thing, but it is also slaughtered young. And frankly, all commercially produced chickens in the U.S. are kind of ethically questionable. They don't treat them very well. Capon is a lot more expensive, but I am told is very delicious. And I have seen them. I'm not sure how long I'm going to sit here and eat. I know I don't normally eat with you guys. And we still need to do the dessert. Let me grab a little black plate. And a little green ramekin. Push this whole shebang to the side. Don't worry, we'll come back to you. I think again, this was the biggest one they had because I wanted the biggest one for the feast. I think in the future I would seek these out and deliberately pick ones that are maybe a quarter smaller than that. I didn't put the jam was so the way we tried to do it initially. The way I was going to try to do it initially was put the jam on the bottom of the ramekin like a flan, so that when it's turned out, the jam sits at the top. But when I got to the point of pouring it into the ramekin, the jam was too liquidy, and it definitely wouldn't have held up to having the hot milk poured over the top of it. So I scrapped that idea, unfortunately. That was the original idea, though. I'm just going to do it decoratively the normal, boring way. Unfortunately, the boring way. Where's my... You know what we need for this, which I haven't used in long enough of a time that I am not certain... Oh, there it is. This thing. Anyways, for those of you who missed it on Monday... Ooh, and it's set beautifully. This... Oh, and it... Man, does that smell good. This is our dessert. Nope. This is always the way, isn't it? I need something that's not breakable to smack it on, because I don't trust smacking it on that plate. Yeah, we're not cracking the plate. We're using a metal smacker. Problem is it forms a suction underneath. Oh, no, I got it moving. I got it. Oh, dang it. I felt it move. I can see it move. Come on. I don't know if you heard that. It made a bloop. It went. Think I can clean up the edge without damaging it? It might have the appearance of that kind of texture, but it's much softer, much more like a Jello texture. I used half as much agar as you're supposed to for a firm set because I wanted it to have a soft, jiggly set. If you overset it, it gets almost rubbery. So I always undershoot a little bit to ensure that I'm not overdoing it. But I don't know if it would work. You have to put it in hot, is the thing. You have to put it in the mold while it's hot. And that definitely affects other things. Okay, that's the thing. Pandan milk jelly with plum jam that never set, and thus I keep calling it a syrup. So ideally, it comes out silky smooth, like a cooked custard. should break super easily. And it just kind of disintegrates in your mouth. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. It tastes like pandan, which if you've never had it is kind of hard to describe. It's a very it's a delicate nasally flavor. I suppose it doesn't have that much flavor. It has a great deal of aroma. That's reminiscent of vanilla. It's reminiscent of a little bit like bread, maybe. It tastes warm. Kinda. It's hard to describe. It's really kind of hard to describe. It gives you this lovely pale green. I set it in milk, and then the plum is sweet and acidic on top of it, but just a little bit. A little bit of tart. Mostly sweet. Like a sweet tart. It's real good. It's real tasty. I don't want to eat this right now, though. It's the dessert. I got to go back to the feast. I'm not a big fan of gelatin. I'm not a big fan of desserts set with gelatin. I don't like the bounciness of gelatin. This stuff, agar agar, is first of all not an animal product. It's a seaweed product. But also it gives you this where you can set a liquid into a shape like this, like a gelatin, but it breaks very easily, both with a spoon and in your mouth. It doesn't fight back. It holds its shape only as long as you want it to. And then you bite into it and it goes in your mouth. It's real good. It's real good stuff. And it, frankly, again, I can't describe the pandan because it's such a unique thing. Try pandan. But I gotta get back to the feast. I don't have much else to talk about. No, not really. I'm sure I would notice the difference if it wasn't there, but I'm not really tasting the vanilla. The pandan is definitely the dominant flavor in there. The pandan is actually more dominant of a flavor than even the plum. The plum is more of an accent. I did add more. That is correct. I tasted it, judged that it needed a little bit more, and also I thought the color could use a little bit of perking up because it was kind of pale. I absolutely did that. You are correct. Guys, I'm real happy right now. This came out so well. This came out so nice. Everything's so delicious. I've got so many lovely friends here. Look at y'all. On a holiday, no less. Oh. One last relaxing time before Black Friday tomorrow. Well, guys, you guys get to see the side of my head because of um, where the cameras work out. Well, guys, we could sit here and eat for an hour, but I suspect you all want to mosey on if I do that. So, shall we raid out? See if anybody else is on Thanksgiving Day. There's actually quite a few people on Thanksgiving Day. Um, oh, Chef JT is also making Thanksgiving dinner. Empanada. Empanada was in here. Empanada was in here earlier. We might go say hi to Empanada. That's a horrifying looking image of a bunch of octopus tentacles in a bun. Maybe we shouldn't go there. We could go say hi to Sal. I haven't seen Sal in a while. Sal doesn't stream on Mondays. I watch Sal. We're gonna go say hi to Sal. We're gonna go say hi to Sal. Sal does cook sometimes. She's not cooking today. She is playing Enshrouded. We're gonna go say hi to Sal. Um, Thank you all for being here, for showing up, for sticking with me, for your good ideas. The carrots definitely were not on my original docket. Um, Thank you to Ryuya for the raid messages. Little dancing dinos if you are not subbed, and then the little faces, those little guys, if you are. Um, Thank you to everyone. I lost track of all the things, of all the peoples. There were so many people today. Um, oh yeah, the Discord link. I should drop that real quick before we go. Um, Hook up in my Discord and join to see pictures. Pretty much that's what I do there is pictures and occasionally discussion. There was a little bit of a talk about this meal there on the Discord. I do intend to be back on Monday at this stage, but it's going to be a very busy weekend, so we shall see when we actually get that far if it works out. It might be something very simple. um, there's the countdown already. So happy Thanksgiving to all, and to all a good night.
Quarterly high. Of course, yesterday we were expecting Arnold and the songs on Wednesday, but we got next to nothing but just prison some places. Yeah, we've had plenty win. Wait, we're getting rid of them? Yeah, he's getting rid of them. I mean, if the big one on his arm doesn't come off, he's just going to laser it as much as he can and then probably do a cover up on it, something different. Because he just wasn't happy. The blister skin with the big ambush. Happy Thanksgiving! Oh, we doing Thanksgiving stuff? Big porky? Jay! Hi, Jay! It's supposed to be a storm the other day, and it's getting dark. So. Don't do it, Mark. It's too late. He doesn't like the one. Like, basically, the one. I'm not so sure what the price is, actually. Well, I'll ask him when he gets back, because he's coming back. I made an entire feast. Hell yeah. What's like the traditional side dishes to do with the turkeys? Because like I know on Christmas Day we have to do Yorkshire puddings, but that's like very regional in England. Some people don't do Yorkshires, some people do Yorkshires. I think it might be a northern thing. maybe? Apple obnoxious. Very, very crunchy. How's he gonna get the ladies? Don't like him for his tattoos. Fun fact, I don't like tattoos. I am not the reason he's getting rid of his tattoos, but I don't like tattoos. I almost didn't date mine because of tattoos. I'm a very strange person. It's like, oh my god. He did forego getting a tattoo because of me. Because he was gonna get one for hitting a certain amount of followers or something. Also, Harley, remind me when Matt gets in to ask him how much the tattoos removal costs. Yeah, he's still game. It's just nobody's watching him game.